My official title at Girls State, well, notice I said my official title, is school board advisor. But I became known, and still to this day to my auxiliary friends, as the assistant to the assistant to the assistant. Anyhow, I was in the director's office Sunday afternoon, and boys, I want you to know that we've learned to do registration differently at Girls State than we do you do at Boys State. We literally tell the girls what dorms they're going to be at, and they just go to their dorms and register right then and there. And it has eliminated those long lines, because we used to do it at Girls State too. But anyhow, we ended up having, there was one young lady that ended up having a little problem finding where she was supposed to go and everything, and she ended up in the director's office, and she was all nervous because she was just about time that registration was supposed to be over, and she thought we wouldn't let her into Girls State, etc., etc. And we said, oh, no problem. And anyhow, it ends up that she says, well, my mother has to come to the office here because we introduced a new fee this year at Girls State, trying to cut down our no-shows, and her mother hadn't paid the fee yet that she had to pay. And I says to the young lady, I'll just walk to the car with you and I'll pick up the fee and bring it back up. Well, it ends up that I didn't even know where the mother was, but I found out what dorm she was going to, and I says, okay, we'll get mother to the dorm, we'll walk over, we'll get her to the parking lot and we'll walk over to the dorm and so forth. So we get there, and you can tell mother was very, very nervous about leaving her little girl there, and she really didn't get to meet any of the adult supervision. But the little girl kept on saying, Mom, don't worry, I'll be okay, I'll be okay. And she, as we were walking over to her dorm, she also said, this is really the first time I've been on a college campus, and I'm really looking forward to it and everything. So the girl was really upbeat. It ends up that being involved with the staff, I said to one of the other staff members who had one of the golf carts, I says, hey Karen, come over to such and such a parking lot. I says, we have a girl that just came in late, so we need to help her get into the dorm. And so sure enough, Karen brings a golf cart. We loaded her stuff into the thing, and then we had to drive just a little distance in the golf cart to get to her dorm. And Karen went in and went up to her floor and said, told the girls that one of the city's citizens were late. And would you believe that we had 5 girls from that floor that came down to help that young lady get her stuff into the room?
We actually argued over who got to go.
Oh, see, I hadn't heard that story. And so
It was an uproar.
there again, I've been involved in the government part of it for several years, and I have been involved with the caucus system and helping get the girls endorsed for their various things, but because of various reasons, I did not do that this year. And so, but I did find out, I got to see who was endorsed from the various counties for the various state offices, and I got to find out that Emily was endorsed for state auditor. So I ended up making sure I made a trip over to the state caucus to see how she presented herself, and I found her sitting there, and here this young lady that I walked over the dorm with on Monday, or on Sunday, also was endorsed for state treasurer. And so, and here the two of them were sitting together, and I just, it's obviously, like she said, the sisterhood that the cities form is really long-lasting friends. So before Emily goes back and continues doing their dishes, Ida, will you and Ida and Emily come up here, because we have something special for the girls. Oh. Girls, one of the other things that we do at Girls State, which is very important to auxiliary members as far as I'm concerned, is that the very first night at opening session, we do what we consider our poppy wreaths. and we take our memorial poppies, we have them in little toothpicks, and the girls each get to put a poppy in the poppy wreaths. We have like 3 different stations at Mount Union. And so therefore, girls, to remember that, because as far as I was concerned, the honor I got to do this year on that night was I got to stand there and give them their poppies. That's what advantage of being a past department president is. And so anyhow, girls, Ida is going to present to you and pin to you one of our memorial poppy pins that says honor and serve our veterans, I think is what it says.
And when you're old, then the pins wear you down because then you've collected so many. Like us, our lanyards are heavy.
That's true, they are.
So this is a big deal. Sorry, I'm like. So then you can be like us and have some hardware. Here you go.
Okay. Thank you very much, girls.